And we're back. 5:45 is the time. Again, our developing story this morning, just to give you a quick update now, that ship that sank off the eastern coastline there of Treasure Island. We've got live pictures Yulia Seva is showing us here, and I don't know if you can make it out, but you do see some booms floating, absorbent booms floating in the water there, just about mid-level up on the screen. It'll be easier to see once daylight comes up, but that's the scene out there right now, and obviously in just a little bit crews will arrive again to continue their cleanup efforts there. There's some oil on the water. It basically was a tugboat that sank there just off of, it was moored there on Treasure Island. It sank yesterday. In fact, we've got some video of the cleanup from yesterday that we'll show you as well. If we can, or maybe not. We'll just stick with the live pictures here. In any case, it was the USS Winona, and it sank where it was moored there on the eastern side of the island. And obviously, when a ship like that sinks, it leaves oil in its wake, and that's what it did. Brought up a bunch of oil, some gasoline as well, some diesel, and it's all been floating out there. But they did put out several hundred yards worth of absorbent buoy and absorbent barriers, so they're cleaning that up now. This is the video from the cleanup effort yesterday in a minute. And look at that. That's the mast. That's all that's left of the ship above water. Everything else is below water this morning. And here you have some environmental cleanup crews out there using that absorbent material. They're throwing it up on the surface of the water. That'll get all soaked up with all of that oil, and then once it gets saturated, they'll pull it back up onto the boat and take it on shore to get it disposed of properly. But this was the scene out there, and we've got a Google Earth map up here as well. I just want to give you a lay of the land here. Treasure Island there in the center of the screen. We'll bring this full screen. I'm going to draw some circles here for you and give you a better idea of what exactly was going on. So Treasure Island there, and there's the Berkeley Marina. Pay attention to that. That'll become more important here in just a minute. But here's where that ship sunk there just off the eastern side of the island, and this is where they put that absorbent buoy, that absorbent barrier out there. This is where the bulk of the oil and the diesel spilled. So they're getting most of it up, but there was an amount that did float out here, and so now they've got a sheen on the surface of the bay floating from Treasure Island all the way out here to the Berkeley Marina. So they've got quite a bit of space there that they have to still clean. They'll be working on it today, and they're also going to try to raise that tugboat. So that'll be interesting to watch as that develops and happens here throughout the day. So our cameras will be out there, and we'll let you know what they do as they begin to really clean up that spill there in earnest today and bring up that ship. All right, 5:47 is the time. We'll have more on that in a live report in a little bit. In the meantime, let's get over to the weather department. Drew Harmon keeping an eye on, well, the fog this morning and the warm temperatures this afternoon. Hey, Drew.
Hey there, James. Yes, indeed. Looking at a mild start today with a little bit of fog out there. In fact, taking a look at our Golden Gate Bridge camera, you can see a little stick in the low 60s all the way for this work week and into next. Right now it's 5:50. Let's get a check on traffic with George.
Thank you, Drew. Starting off with a look at the ride on Interstate 580 to see if it's built up any yet. The westbound commute yesterday was for a while a hot spot because the traffic load was just so heavy. So far, though, Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, still no backup, no delay for the westbound ride. James?
George, thank you very much. The time is now 5:51. We've got to take another break, and as we do, we'll bring you more live pictures out of West Palm Beach, Florida this morning, where a whale has beached itself there on a beach near Juno Beach Pier. And there you see people crowding around it. They've got their beach towels soaking with water. They've laid it across the whale, trying to keep it hydrated. Florida Fish and Wildlife officials are on their way to see if they can't stabilize the mammal. But a desperate effort right now on the part of these people that just went to the beach to have a good day to try and save this whale, again, who beached himself just a few moments ago. We'll continue to bring you more of these live pictures throughout the morning. Stay with us. And we're back here. The time now 5:54. And again, just wanted to update you on a developing story happening here in West Palm Beach, Florida. Take a look here. A whale beached itself here in the last 15 or 20 minutes or so. And as you can see, a lot of folks out there rushing to its aid. They've got beach towels that they've soaked. They're putting it on the whale, trying to keep it hydrated. I saw a lady with a bucket there running back and forth from the water there, dumping water on the whale. And obviously a large crowd now has formed as all those beachgoers who were looking for a nice sunny day at the beach now involved in a rescue effort to save the life of this whale. They have contacted, we understand, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, the FWC, on its way, we understand. Once they get there, they'll do what they can to stabilize the animal. But at this point, he's just too heavy. They can't get him back in the water, so they're doing what they can to keep him wet, keep him hydrated, until officials get there who have a better idea of what to do now to save the life of this whale, who for unknown reasons beached itself here in West Palm Beach just in the last half hour or so. So these live pictures courtesy of WPTV. We're going to continue monitoring them and updating you on this story as more information comes in, and as long as we have these live pictures to show you. So some drama there unfolding in West Palm Beach. We'll have more on that in a minute. Meanwhile, back here in the Bay Area, just a quick update for you now on a Bay Area headline. Electric car maker Tesla Motors says it will open a new facility in Palo Alto at the Stanford Research Park. The company says it'll build components for its vehicles at that new facility. It'll also serve as Tesla's corporate headquarters. In June, the car maker won $465 million in low-interest loans from the Energy Department, part of a larger pool of funds to help automakers develop more efficient vehicle technology. All right, at 5:56, we've got to take another break. When we come back, though, the latest on our top story. We'll show you some live pictures this morning from Treasure Island, where a tugboat sank yesterday, and this morning crews will try and bring it back up. Details in just a minute.